Remember the heart-pounding thrill of Back to the Future, the 1985 classic where Marty McFly raced through time in a flaming DeLorean? Today we fondly remember the talented cast members who've passed away, their unforgettable roles shining eternally. Number 1. Wendie Jo Sperber as Linda McFly. Born in 1958, Wendie Jo Sperber was 27 when she energized Back to the Future in 1985 as Linda McFly, Marty's sassy sister, whose bubbly laugh and rebellious teen spirit lit up the chaotic family scenes. Sadly, she passed in 2005 at age 47 from breast cancer, but her post-film legacy sparkled in sitcoms like Bosom Buddies, voicing characters, and founding WeSpark to support cancer patients with humor and hope. Number 2. George DiCenzo as Sam Baines. Born in 1940, George DiCenzo was 45 during Back to the Future's 1985 filming, portraying Sam Baines as Lorraine's stern yet caring dad in 1955 with his gruff authority and protective edge grounding the era's family tensions. He died in 2010 at age 70 from sepsis, yet thrived afterward voicing Transformers villains, guesting on Murder, She Wrote, and adding depth to films like The New Centurions in his versatile character roles. Number 3. Elsa Raven as Clock Tower Lady. Born in 1929, Elsa Raven was 56 in 1985, delivering passion as the Clock Tower Lady in Back to the Future, her desperate cries urging the clock's preservation in the lightning climax, her fervent gaze making her a key time-turning force. She passed in 2020 at age 91 from natural causes, but continued shining in The People vs. Larry Flint, Titanic as Ida Strauss, and Theater, beloved for her warm ensemble presence. Number 4. Will Hare as Pa Peabody. Born in 1916, Will Hare was 69 when shooting Back to the Future in 1985 as Pa Peabody, the irate farmer chasing Marty with his rustic drawl and outraged rural suspicion, capturing 1955's wary charm. He died in 1997 at age 81 from a heart attack, leaving a rich legacy from over 100 Broadway shows, Twilight Zone episodes, and Gunsmoke guest spots drawn from his seasoned stage expertise. Number 5. Norman Alden as Lou. Born in 1924, Norman Alden was 61 in 1985 for Back to the Future, playing Lou the bar owner with gruff skepticism eyeing Biff's gang, his world-weary sarcasm anchoring the 1955 diner's tough vibe. He passed in 2012 at age 87 from natural causes, but his career boomed voicing Hanna-Barbera classics like The Flintstones, starring in Ed Wood, and hundreds of TV roles on Matlock, a true character acting staple. Number 6. Michael J. Fox as Marty McFly. Born in 1961, Michael J. Fox was 24 during Back to the Future's 1985 production as Marty McFly. The quick-witted teen rocker zapped to 1955, his charismatic charm and guitar heroics powering the time travel heart. At 64 in 2025, he inspires via his Michael J. Fox Foundation, fighting Parkinson's, post-film dominating Family Ties, starring in Doc Hollywood, authoring memoirs, and voicing in Stuart Little with resilient humor. Number 7. Christopher. Lloyd as Dr. Emmett Brown. Born in 1938, Christopher Lloyd was 47 in 1985, electrifying Back to the Future as Doc Brown, the wild-eyed inventor whose flux capacitor genius and Great Scott exclamations fueled the DeLorean's mad science. At 86 in 2025, he thrives in theater and film, after the trilogy-winning Emmys for Taxi, voicing in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and recent roles in Nobody Keeping His Eccentric Spark Alive. Number 8. Lea Thompson as Lorraine Baines. Born in 1961, Lea Thompson was 24 when shooting Back to the Future in 1985 as Lorraine Baines, transforming from flirty 1955 teen to weary 1985 mom, with her sparkling wit bridging eras seamlessly. At 64 in 2025, she directs and acts dynamically, post-film leading Caroline in the City, starring in Switched at Birth, and helming Goldberg's episodes with versatile flair. Number 9. Crispin Glover as George McFly. Born in 1964, Crispin Glover was 21 in 1985 for Back to the Future as George McFly, the timid nerd whose poetic awkwardness evolved into heroic punch, capturing everyman growth vividly. At 61 in 2025, he crafts eclectic art, afterward shining in River's Edge, directing What Is It? And authoring books, his boundary-pushing indie spirit enduring. Number 10. Tom Wilson as Biff Tannen. Born in 1959, Tom Wilson was 26 during Back to the Future's 1985 filming as Biff Tannen, the hulking bully whose sneering cruelty and timeline twist-delivered comic menace across eras. At 66 in 2025, he excels in comedy and voice work, post-trilogy voicing SpongeBob villains, stand-up touring, and roles in House of 1,000 Corpses with multifaceted warmth. Number 11. Claudia Wells as Jennifer Parker. Born in 1966, Claudia Wells was 19 in 1985, playing Jennifer Parker in Back to the Future as Marty's devoted girlfriend whose worried eyes sparked the time travel quest, her innocent charm grounding the romance sweetly. At 59 in 2025, she runs a vintage clothing boutique after the film starring in Spellbinder, embracing fan conventions, and returning for Tell Me a Story, cherishing her iconic legacy with grace. Number 12. Marc McClure as Dave McFly. Born in 1957, Marc McClure was 28 during Back to the Future's 1985 shoot as Dave McFly, Marty's stressed-out brother in his rumpled suits, adding sibling snark to the 1985 family frenzy. At 68 in 2025, he savors semi-retirement, post-film reprising Jimmy Olsen in Superman movies, guesting on California Dreams, and appearing in Freaky Friday with reliable everyman appeal. Number 13. Frances Lee McCain as Stella Baines. Born in 1944, Frances Lee McCain was 41 in 1985, portraying Stella Baines in Back to the Future as the insightful 1955 mom with warm wisdom and sharp family instincts, her nurturing nods enriching the Baines home. At 81 in 2025, she acts and directs steadily, afterward starring in Gremlins and Footloose, shining as a desperate housewives matriarch, and earning acclaim in The Fault in Our Stars for heartfelt depth. Number 14. James Tolkan as Mr. Strickland, born in 1931, James Tolkan was 54 when filming Back to the Future in 1985 as Mr. Strickland, the tyrannical principal whose gravelly scoldings and slacker-hating zeal terrorize timelines alike. At 94 in 2025, he delights at conventions, post-film commanding Top Gun as Stinger, guesting on MacGyver, and voicing in Dick Tracy, his authoritative growl, iconic across 50-plus films. Number 15. J.J. Cohen as Skinhead. Born in 1965, J.J. Cohen was 20 in 1985 for Back to the Future as Skinhead, the tattooed thug in Biff's gang whose snarling threats and brawl chaos ramped up the 1955 bully menace. At 60 in 2025, he advocates recovery and acts, afterward featuring an Independence Day and the Muppets, sharing sobriety memoirs and speaking motivationally from personal triumphs. Number 16. Casey Siemaszko as 3D. Born in 1961, Casey Siemaszko was 24 in 1985 for Back to the Future, playing 3D, the whiny, bespectacled bully in Biff's gang, whose awkward snarls fueled the 1955 pool hall frenzy. At 64 in 2025, he directs and acts with depth, post-film starring in Stand By Me and Young Guns, helming Mulata, and guesting on The Americans, his Polish heritage enriching dramatic tales. Number 17. Billy Zane as Match. Born in 1966, Billy Zane was 19 during Back to the Future's 1985 production as Match, the pompadoured thug in Biff's crew, whose icy glares and fire quip sharpened the 1955 intimidation. At 59 in 2025, he stars and produces globally, afterward leading Titanic as Kaladin, voicing Guardians of the Galaxy, and tackling the Scorpion King with brooding intensity. Number 18. Harry Waters Jr. as Marvin Berry. Born in 1953, Harry Waters Jr. was 32 in 1985, portraying Marvin Berry in the Back to the Future as the suave bandleader whose thumb Marty mends, his silky voice igniting Johnny B. Good's historic groove. At 72 in 2025, he performs and advocates, post-film originating Belize in Broadway's Angels in America, to acclaim, guesting on Law & Order, and sharing his black gay trailblazer story in one-man shows. Number 19, Donald Fullilove as Goldie Wilson. Born in 1958, Donald Fullilove was 27 for Back to the Future in 1985 as Goldie Wilson, the hustling busboy dreaming big into mayoral glory, his fired-up speeches inspiring timeline triumphs. At 67 in 2025, he voices animations energetically, afterward in Bulworth and the Ant Bully, touring conventions, his optimistic vibe perpetuating Goldie's motivational legacy. Number 20, Lisa Freeman as Babs. Born in 1957, Lisa Freeman was 28 in 1985, playing Babs in Back to the Future as the giggly 1955 teen dishing dance dirt, her effervescent chatter, weaving social sparkle into the prom night. At 68 in 2025, she writes and acts warmly, post-film authoring YA novels like How to Make a Wish, appearing in Mr. Mom, and contributing to Disney with seamless narrative charm. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.